Bonjour! Today we're going to review the verb avoir, which means to have. We learned it last year, but right before we left for spring vacation, so we really haven't reviewed it much. So let's take a look at the conjugation of this verb. I'd like you to write it down. You can press pause while you do that, and then you'll repeat after me as we practice saying the different forms of the verb. So here's our verb. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Would you please copy that down with the French on the left and the English on the right? Press pause and press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, you've copied that down. Now let's take a look at some ways that we use this verb. Actually, let's say it together first. Say it after me. J'ai. I have. You have. Tu as. Il a. Elle a. Nous avons. Vous avez. Ils ont. Elles ont. Right. I have, you have, he has, she has, we have, you have, they have, they have. Right? So all the different forms of the word have in the present tense. Let's take a look at this girl, right? Voici ma sœur. What is the form of have that goes with elle? Right. So we're going to say elle a un soda. Répétez, elle a un soda. Super. Let's look at these girls. Les voici des élèves. Elles, what's the right form of to have? Excellent. Elles ont des cahiers. Répétez, elles ont des cahiers. Super. C'est une fille. Elle, right form of to have, elle. Elle a un papier. Répétez, elle a un papier. Super. Ah, it's a cat. C'est un chat. He has a fish. How do I say that? Il a un poisson. Il a un poisson. Perfect. Voici ma sœur et moi. Voici ma sœur et moi. Nous, we have a book. Nous. Excellent. Nous avons un livre. Répétez, nous avons un livre. Excellent. C'est une fille. Elle, she's got a lamp. How are we going to say she has a lamp? C'est une fille, elle. Elle a une lampe. Elle a une lampe. She has other things too, right? Elle a une lampe. Elle a un cahier. Elle a un crayon. Elle a un livre. Elle a un bureau or une table, whichever one it is. Excellent. So we're going to do some written exercises with this. So be sure your notebook is out and complete exercise 1. You're going to need to write the entire sentence and you're going to replace the slash with the correct form of avoir. So there's a slash in there. If you look at the first example, nous, and then there's a slash, un bon prof de français. We want to say we have a good French teacher. Nous avons un bon prof de français. So we'll do that for each one. Let's do number 1 together. Vous, what goes with vous for have? Vous avez, right. Vous avez des parents généreux. You have generous parents. I hope you do. Vous avez des parents généreux. Excellent. You do 2 through 8. Please press pause. Do these in your notebook. And then press play to continue. Excellent. Let's look at the answer. 1, vous avez. 2, j'ai. 3, tu as. 4, Eric a. 5, nous avons. 6, les profs ont. 7, les Lacour ont, the family Lacour. 8, ma sœur a. Excellent. Now we're going to learn some expressions that use the verb avoir. We've practiced using avoir, but it goes with some words to make some expressions that don't literally translate into English. In other words, the words are slightly different in the 2 languages, but they mean the same thing. You've learned a couple of these already. I'd like you to copy down this vocabulary as we review it. Please ignore the date in the upper left-hand corner. I'm not really sure why I did that, but for some reason I did. Okay, these are a little blurry and I apologize. We already know avoir faim and avoir soif, right? J'ai faim, j'ai soif. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. Please write the rest of them down. Press pause, copy them down, and then press play for us to practice them. Excellent. You've written them down. Now let's practice them out loud. First, let's just say them. The first ones we know, right? J'ai faim, j'ai soif. We're going to put j'ai in front of all of these to say I am. But in French, you don't say I am, you say I have. I have hunger, I have thirst, I have hot, I have cold. Just means that you are in English. Say the first one, the second one. J'ai chaud, j'ai froid. En été, j'ai chaud parce qu'il fait chaud. En hiver, j'ai froid parce qu'il fait froid. À Phoenix, il ne fait pas froid souvent. It doesn't get cold often in Phoenix. Il ne fait pas souvent froid à Phoenix. Raison means right. Say it after me. Raison. Raison. And wrong is tort. Tort. J'ai raison. I'm right. J'ai tort. I'm wrong. J'ai raison. J'ai tort. Répétez. Peur. Peur. That's to be afraid. J'ai peur. I'm afraid. J'ai peur du film. I'm afraid of that movie, right? I'm afraid of that movie. J'ai peur. Sommeil means sleep or sleepy. J'ai sommeil. Répétez. J'ai sommeil. J'ai sommeil. To be lucky. J'ai de la chance. Répétez. J'ai de la chance. J'ai de la chance. Avoir l'air is to seem. So, for example, if I seem happy, j'ai l'air heureuse. If Donald Trump seems angry, if Donald Trump seems unhappy, il a l'air triste. Il a l'air triste. I'm thinking of someone else, if Brad Pitt seems happy, il a l'air heureux. Il a l'air content. That's to have the appearance of being a certain way. Okay, we're going to practice these out loud. I'm going to ask you the question, and you're going to answer it aloud in French. So, say it after me. You're either going to answer oui or non, and I'm actually giving you the word in the question. So answer it out loud. Tu as faim? Tu as soif? Tu as sommeil? Tu as chaud? Tu as froid? Tu as de la chance? Tu as peur? Okay, now we're going to do some practice in our notebook. So I'd like you to follow the instructions for the following exercise. I'm going to give you the instructions. What you're doing is for each one of these boxes, you're writing out the sentence that that person would say. So for example, the monkey's eating a banana, so he would say, j'ai faim, I'm hungry. So you're going to do for 1 through 7, what would the person say who was in the desert? What would the person say on the roller coaster? What would the person say who added 4 and 4 and got 5? So please press pause and in your notebook, write out the sentences saying what these people would say in that instance. Okay, press play again. You've pressed play again, sorry. So you've written all of those out. If you haven't, press pause now and finish. Here are answers. The first one would say, j'ai chaud. Numéro 2, j'ai peur. Numéro 3, j'ai tort. Numéro 4, j'ai sommeil. Numéro 5, j'ai de la chance. Numéro 6, j'ai froid. Numéro 7, j'ai soif. Excellent, j'ai soif. Exercise 2. So in your notebook, underneath those sentences, I'd like you to write a sentence with each word. Be sure to use the verb avoir and make them complex sentences. So put interesting things. For example, you could say, en classe, j'ai toujours raison. In class, I'm always right. En classe, j'ai toujours raison. De la chance, you could say, je suis riche, j'ai de la chance. I'm rich, so I am lucky. Okay, press pause to write these, and then press play when you're finished. Okay, now you've pressed play again after writing them all out, wonderful sentences. We're now ready to move on to our Flipgrid assignment. So you're going to be reading some things that you wrote from your notebook into Flipgrid, and then after that, there is also an independent assignment. So go to Classroom, whatever's there is what you need to do. Have a wonderful day. Au revoir et bonne journée.